I'm putting this in the opening of the video since I know if I type it in the description or even the comment section, people would miss it and believe what they want to believe. But I do not hate Hamza. I think he's actually pretty alright. He could be a bit more consistent, as I'm about to show in this video, but onwards.
Stop there, but if you want to see the full Adonis date cinematic experience, then let me know in the comments below. If you act in a cold-hearted, degenerate way like the red pill YouTubers will tell you to do, you're literally just filtering out the non-cold-hearted, degenerate women. So soon enough, you end up just having a self-fulfilling prophecy. Now,
yeah, she'll reset, Hamza, she'll reset.
Who's gonna bring it back? Do you think the women are gonna bring it back for us, or are we going to do it first? And here's the thing, if you start acting more chivalrous, if you start acting more like a gentleman, you'll automatically start to disassociate with the lower quality women. The only women who are attracted to gentlemen are those that are higher quality. If you act in a charming, gentleman-y type of way, you'll start to unattract the degenerate women who are only attracted to their degenerate fathers, like in the same type of familiar love that they experience. That's a win-win. We never wanted those women in our lives because I was in that degenerate party scene and my purpose was...
I really liked that video. It was very preachy and it was also funny. I'm gonna admit the opening animation was pretty funny, not cringy. But my main problem is that he never kept giving that advice. Like if you do posturing, if you do the tough guy macho bullshit, if you posture that, you're only gonna attract people who are attracted to that. And I'm gonna be frank, I don't really think behavior really matters all that much in regards to attraction, because I've seen women attracted to my friends, and that there's no verbal game needed at all. Maybe at most posture, like don't like slouch all the time and don't do anything too embarrassing, and you're pretty golden. Like I've seen, like you don't need to know all these psychology mind tricks for someone to spend time with you, right? As long as you're relatively healthy-ish, it should be just easy for you, right? As long as you don't have any overtly awful character traits, it shouldn't be. And for a while, I liked that. Like Hamza was pointing that out, that if you try to posture some aesthetic or some character, you're only going to be attracting women who like that character, not like they don't like you for who you are, right? And you know, he had a good way of explaining it too. Like the reason they would be attracted to that is because their parents were like that. And think about what type of father is overly posturing and very cold and distant and kind of an ass to his children and to the people around him. Well, they're not good fathers. They don't have good father relationships. So I had to collaborate him for that. I had to say, okay, you know, that was very good. That was a good video. And then he releases two other videos, one by the name of "Your dating problems will be solved when you become a strong man." And you see this.
Take your pick. I didn't really know anything about masculinity or what you were supposed to do or act like when I was a teenager / young man. I lived quite a sheltered life. I was a lot closer to my mother instead of my father. And my father is a strong man. That is a man who has sacrificed and provided. But I wasn't so close to him. Because I was way closer to my mother, I grew up way more feminine. And I think a lot of young men watching this can relate. Anytime I was hurt, injured, or sick, my mom would really look after me, and, you know, she'd really take it seriously. And that kind of makes the injury or the sickness worse. And it was so interesting. Every single time my dad would say, no, he's fine. When the more masculine kids my age would injure themselves, they would also portray that, nope, I'm fine. Like, I'm not actually hurt. They wouldn't show weakness, but I would. And they were all a lot more competitive than I was in every
20 minutes later.
The good quality women that we wanted in the first place. Or you can choose the opposite, more normal life. A man who likes comfort. A man who just plays video games for an hour a day. Just some sweeties. Sugar isn't bad for you. Porn helps with prostate cancer. I'm gonna try and be an esports player. Now these guys, if they're, you know, somewhat attractive, they're usually like, you know, unhygienic and shit. But these guys sometimes do end up getting girlfriends and stuff. They sometimes do attract some girls. But they're not respected. They're not needed. These effeminate men are almost useless in society apart from just being a small cog in the big puzzle. Because they're the good boys who go to school and go to work and pay their taxes and work a job that's $26,000 a year. And they'll have children with some random girl. And then that child will be raised fatherless. Because that woman won't want to stay with this pussy. We need to become strong men. Women already have a pussy and they don't want a second one for their boyfriend. Scroll down right now.
He went from critiquing the faux masculinity of being, you know, overly posturing, cold and distant, to encouraging men to embrace that more, that attitude, that lifestyle more. which is really, really saddening. Like, they put in the perspective, these videos are not even 6 months apart. They're not. And he's willing to contradict himself just so he has the excuse to upload a video 2 times a week or 3 times a week. Seriously, like, did he actually, like, if you were to read those 2 scripts side by side, they don't seem like they're from the same person. And again, the opening of the video, I don't hate the guy. I think he's human, though. He's always a human. These influencers are human. And a broken clock can be right twice a day, but holy hell, man, that was disappointing. Like, watching those 2 videos side by side was kind of disappointing. It's like, damn, you could have been so much better. You know, you could have been somewhat of a healthy role model, but instead you're telling guys to be, I would argue, just another form of degeneracy. Granted, more productive, less decadent form of degeneracy, but still degeneracy nonetheless. Anyways, peace.